I want to share with you a message that I received this morning during a meditation going into the sacred and tiny space of the heart. Where normally I'm a very visual person, I have very visual experiences, usually during meditations, and so I tend to expect that or want that because that is kind of like my happy place. But this time, my experience was very minimum visual, but very emotional. I was experiencing a lot of emotions coming up, a lot of past things coming up, a lot of feelings that I've been kind of dealing with. And the first inclination that I had was, oh, not this again. Can we just do the meditation? I don't want to deal with this right now. I just want to feel good, And then something in me said, just allow those feelings, just allow it, because this is how it is right now. So when you go into this very profound, spaceless place in the sacred space of the heart or tiny space of the heart, you're very much living or being in the now. Everything that is now happening is like coming up. It is not a place where we go into the future. We can, but it's usually not meant to be that way. It's meant to more take you in the moment and help you to process some of the things that you're experiencing. And so something in me said, just allow those feelings. And I allowed it, allowed to feel this way. The stories came up in my mind again about all kinds of stuff. And I just kind of went through it and acknowledged it and accepted it and went through. And then the thing in me said, my higher self, my inner self, whatever you want to call it, said that you just have to allow yourself to have these experiences, because with the process of feeling all of what you're feeling, you actually are moving through those feelings, and eventually you're going to come out on the other side of this that you're experiencing right now. This is the process of healing and being present with yourself, because what usually happens is when we feel a certain way, sometimes we judge ourselves for our feelings or how we're feeling, or we find maybe that it's immature or bad or negative. And then sometimes we have some beliefs about reality that says that whatever we think about, we're going to create, or we're going to create more of this or more of this negativity, or we're somehow going to drag this into our future somehow. And what I received was that is actually absolutely not true. You're not taking this into the future. You may always remember this. You'll be able to call up on the experiences you've had and remember how you used to feel about this. And you will notice that you are no longer feeling the same way, or that you have processed those feelings over time. But it's really important to remember that we're not creating more negativity by having negative thoughts coming up in our minds. These things come up so that we can process them, learn to accept how we feel about something, and then seeing, maybe changing our perspective down the road as to how we are perceiving this. But feelings are just feelings. Feelings are there because we're processing something, right? We're feeling like this because maybe something happened that made us feel that way. And feelings just are. It is something that's very much happening in the moment. Sometimes it can take us a couple days to really fully feel something, right? What the tendency is that we tend to repress and suppress our feelings because we don't want to feel like this anymore. I already felt like this in the past. I've already went through this. Why am I feeling this again? We keep judging ourselves over our feelings about something or someone or a situation or a relationship or something that we've experienced. And at some point we feel like, well, we thought about this enough, we went through this enough, we felt this enough. But if you're in meditation and your feelings come up, or the stories come up again, or you have memories come back again of something that you went through that you've already in your head processed, or you thought you processed, it's coming up because you have not fully processed it. and you have partially repressed it or pushed it away. So when you're opening yourself up and you're relaxing into this meditation, just sitting with yourself, tuning in with yourself and how you're feeling, of course these things are going to come up if you have not processed it properly or thoroughly, you know. And what also comes to mind is how sometimes people tell me that you know, they're just not understanding how that maybe a friend or family member is still grieving over the loss of a relative, you know, like a wife still grieving over the loss of a husband. It's been so and so many years and they still, that's all they can do and talk about. And I always tell them, like, grieving is a process that's individuated. It depends on the person and how they're grieving through it and how they're processing it. The more that they are accepting and acknowledging how they feel about how they're feeling, the sooner they'll likely be able to, you know, let go of things and go back to a normal schedule. However, the thing is, you know, any kind of loss, it will always be with you to some degree, right? Because it's feelings that you had about something. You'll always remember it, you know, unless you're suppressing it. The problem with suppression is that it never really fully goes away and you never ever be able to fully process it. And so when the stuff starts coming back again, you will try push it away again, right? And this is not how we heal. How we heal is by allowing ourselves to fully feel the way that we're feeling and accepting that this is how we feel about a situation or a person or an experience. And I found this really, really profound this morning, because I was in that place yet again where I just didn't want to deal with it. Like, I feel like I already dealt with it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want this to ruin my meditation, right? But it kept coming up. And then this inside of me, my higher self said, just allow yourself to feel it. Accept how you feel about it, even if it's silly, even if you feel it's stupid, even if you feel if you're embarrassed about it. It does not matter, because nobody else is seeing you right now. Okay, you are the one feeling these things right now. Even if it's embarrassing, nobody sees it. It's just you and your higher self going through this right now. And it's okay. And through that process, we kind of empty that cage or cache in our subconscious, in our hearts, you know, that just the stuff gets kind of like backed up if we are not accepting and acknowledging our feelings about things. And I think it's really, really important that we know that or understand that, and not push things away and just allow ourselves to feel it, no matter how embarrassing it seems. And, you know, it could be that it's the thing that you're dealing with maybe happened years ago or a decade or two ago, but you're still sort of processing little bits and pieces. So when you are doing a meditation, whatever's coming up, don't try to control your meditation. Don't try to force yourself to have a certain experience during your meditation, because the point is to completely free yourself from that control in your meditation and allow the insights to drop in on its own without you controlling what is coming in and what's not coming in. You know, and if that means that you're going to have to work through some of these feelings and emotions that you're experiencing or have experienced, or old stories that keep coming up, then that's what it takes. You got to sort through that. You got to feel through that. You got to allow it, so that eventually you will start to receive more profound things, maybe, or more spiritual things. Maybe you'll get more about your future again, or other things will pop in and drop in. But if you're trying to control what comes in, you know, you're also going to be controlling everything. This means spirit can no longer have a free hand of assisting you and helping you with what is actually really bothering you, or what it is that you actually really need to know, right? So release and relinquish that control to allow yourself to heal through the things that you need to heal through. So I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you soon.